Did you try turning it off and turning it on again? Yeah, I did. And of course it worked, like always. Hey, traders, welcome to the stream. Sorry about the technical difficulty there. I do not have everything idealistically set up yet over here with the internet and all that. So, yeah, just a speed bump. But yeah, just going live on Saturday today. Won't be here tomorrow, I don't think. Got, going on a 70-foot yacht with some people. It's one of my friend's birthdays, and we're blowing it out. So in lieu of that, do you give me today? Not much of an update, really. We're just looking at Bitcoin dominance right now. Extremely elevated. Altcoins getting kind of thrashed again today with Bitcoin virtually doing nothing. I'm talking it is up 0.01% on the day. And how is it climbing? Because the alts, man. Some of these altcoins, I mean, you got OMG down 9%. FTM down almost 6%, Dash down almost 6%, SNX down 5%. So under the hood, not so great for the alts. The weather is beautiful, that's for sure. Got some sun today. Good sun. Also good news about my real estate endeavor. Selling the Birmingham penthouse. Seems like I've struck an agreement with a fine gentleman. Well, here we go. It's working now. What am I supposed to sign? Sorry, I'm signing signatures and stuff. I don't know where to sign here. Oh, is that it? It's done, dude. It's done. I think my realtor's watching the stream, so maybe not. Another one. Kidding? So yeah, that's like great news, man. We had a really good negotiation, and it broke down to where neither of us were extremely happy, but both of us, wanted the transaction to happen. It was the smoothest. I mean, it's like he like viewed it. It was a viewing today, and then put in an offer. I countered. He recountered. I recountered. Boom, done deal. So that's been like an all-day thing, and It's I'm telling you, there's something about, man, like being in a penthouse overlooking the entire city, 180 with Ultra going on in the background doing, real estate deals nearly $1 million. Dude, it's something else, man. It feels real good. No drug could do that. So anyway, let's just go to Bitcoin's price. Here we go. Here's Bitcoin, a big nothing burger today, where you just don't know if this is going to be the point where it rolls over or not. Okay, it just, you don't know. I mean, because it's so extended on a wave up. It's testing an inflection point perfectly, like the Jesus. Like that's like, oh, that's what it's supposed to do. It did it, but it has not breached it. And it's pulled back some, and you say, all right, how long is this going to stall? Where's the selling pressure? Normally, a lot of times, that's where selling pressure comes in, right? Inflection points is where inflection happens. It happened twice, February 1st and, mid-February, getting on late February, where, 23,835. We knew that was a level. It was certainly some sort of resistance from December 2020, and it's been regarded, and it dumped. But then we knew 19,891 was another mega inflection point, the previous cycle top from 2017. And so now we're at another one. It's like, of course, this is where a reversal happens, where we back test 23,835, because you never back tested it after re-breaking it the date of March 13th. So it's always on the table, just as well as, these levels from, 25,200, the level from August to last year, and just recently, mid-February this year, that could be back tested. And even if those things happen, and it's not a big deal. It's real, like, end of the world doesn't happen for a long ways down. You got to go way lower to be getting somber on Bitcoin. So, or some people say, oh, it's over now. It's like, look, you're the 4 hour here. And this is just an idea, okay? And certainly be wrong. I mean, it very well could just be a rectangle where it seems top. Yeah, it's confirmed to tops two times. It's failed to break 28.8. Legit. 2 different times. And it's failed and is rolling over. But this level clearly, 26,700, the low from the 18th and the 22nd at this point, has not been breached. You're just in the middle of that. And again, this is not to get like people, false sense of hope or anything like that, or telling someone to take on a stupid position. But it just, when I look at it and I put it in that rectangle, sometimes when you do this forever, like for a living, you just think back to times when Bitcoin did the same structural development. You're like, hey man, this reminds me of this period when I existed and every day I was looking at the chart. And you go back to December of 2020, and it's like, it's not identical by any means, no, but it certainly is similar. I mean, to me, it's just like, all right, there's not much difference at all. The context is similar, where you had already put in higher highs, higher lows, and that's where the consolidation's happening, And this is where we are. I mean, we're like December 23rd, 2020, if the rectangle is valid here. Just doing it at a higher price, and we're in like where, we are here, you're up here butting up against another resistance. So just, you look at that, you just, oh, would you look at that? And then you just look here, and you say, there's not that much of a difference. And it's so obvious that it's a double top. Okay, well, until the neckline is breached, it is not a double top. It is only a potential double top till then. How can it be a diamond with a horizontal line support? It cannot be a diamond. Why you keep saying diamond, dude? Diamonds don't have horizontal lines on the bottom. The diamond is the warring between buyers and sellers. It's not happening yet. How can you even say that there's like a valid anchor point for even the right side of a diamond that can't be? Even still, though, it's like a 4 hour pattern. I think it's just like your safest always saying rectangle. It's range bound, between, clearly I think it's between 26.7 and 28.6. Okay, so that's like the take on Bitcoin. What's up, Hoarder? Julia, Caffeine, Saturday Hype. Yeah, it's Saturday, man. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not going live tomorrow. I know that. I mean, maybe if it happened, it'd be later and it'd be because of price action or something. I've just got something going on. But I don't know. I mean, going live on Saturdays is pretty stupid. Like, even still, I just feel like bad to be like, oh, 3 days. Because, yesterday I was off too, watching Bama lose. Played like trash. Yeah, I played like typical, always has been Alabama basketball, right? So, it'll prove to be stupid being live today, just looking at that, and then we can go to Ethereum that's still just barely above that 1730 level. Yeah, you think definitely, oh, it's topping out, man. Definitely topping out. It's over, dude. Sure, and you would not be like, it would not be bad to be like, it's almost an X, A, B, and this is the whole thing is C here and C to D wave down, but The bad action magnet moves at 16.15. So it's like, you know, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Not over till the support's broken and the, you know, the fat lady's been on stage, you know, clearing her throat, getting ready for their performance, but she just can't get the mic turned on. She's having technical difficulties like me. You know, keeping it below 1730 for now. Of course, I could change on the new day. We have 27 minutes to your daily candle close. No, all the SEC teams sucked real bad. Bama lost the exact same way Tennessee lost. Like, had it and then just, I don't know, turned it off. Just quit. Quit in the last part of the game. You're not too late at all. I mean, my God, I don't know how long I'll be live. I mean, it's just Ethereum, man. Above the level, above 1730 long enough equals $2,000, but it just can't happen. It won't happen. It's a chop city. And good luck, man. You know, 1730 to 1850. How many freaking times now? 5, 10 times. Good God. What do you mean no sound? See the daily here? I mean, it's just really nothing. Like, nothing's happened today. It's just you're stuck in between these two levels. I mean, 1850 and 1730. Wow. Buyers still somehow, by the grace of God, defending it. Until they don't. So no breakdown yet. Not yet, man. Then BNB. Just, you know the level, man. I mean, the level of all levels just being tested and regarded as resistance again. Of course it could be double topping, man. It's just... It's the weekly. It's the weekly on this one, like it is on Bitcoin, like it is on Ethereum. You just can't be like the 4 hour. We're like theory crafting. We're just, you know, thinking. And I think that the weekly is far more powerful than any 4 hour daily time scale. The daily is not implying any sort of reversal, just besides, oh, you're kind of spent on positive momentum. But there's no buyer exhaustion on the daily, and you're still relatively close to the bottom. Compared to the all-time high to the lowest low in June of last year. So something like this, of course we knew 350 was not going to be easy. It may take a while, but that massive bullish engulfing candle that was painted and confirmed last Sunday, that is still very valid. And until you get a weekly candle close below 287.50, nothing to worry about. BNB's fine up here. Near breakout watch, can't break it. Of course, there's just a lot of supply there. There just is, man. All right, that's it on BNB, and we can go to XRP. That, you know, thought, hey man, something about it on the 4 hour. I mean, you know, let me show you here. This isn't much of a historical support resistance, especially on the weekly, but let me show you here on the 4 hour. Look what I'm seeing. I mean, I could be completely wrong here. Wrong before, I'll be wrong again. Could be distribution confirmed on a double top, a lower high double top, right? But this level that takes you to November of last year, it's been a support October of last year, and not many other times besides that, I don't think. I mean, shoot, man, it's been before 2021. That level is now flipping, like subtly and quietly. What was once a resistance, support, resistance is now somehow, for now, support locally, local double bottoms, or potential like set, you know, 2 tests. That's like a confirmation that a bottom's in. But of course, right, you have to eventually take out the March 21st high here. I think it's just we have interesting price action correlating to some sort of inflection point. That's undeniable for now, until it falls below 42 cents. But for now, 42 cents is become support. It used to be resistance, man. Support now. Something to not ignore, just pay attention to, right? I mean, here, Saturday, it's happening. Wow. Friday and Saturday, I think, you know? This is what I'm saying. Like, you know, these things on the 4 hour, they develop that fast. Oh, why you can't take off 3 days in a row? You can't do it. Can't not stream 3 days, because this stuff develops, and it's like, what the heck? I mean, this is like a signal almost that, like, XRP's putting in a local bottom and getting ready to run to the next level that could be 55 to 58 cents. Okay? So good luck, man. I mean, XRP, it's been 84 years. We know it. You've lost your entire youth waiting, but hey man, it might pay off though. Okay. So XLM caught some bids today too. XRP at one point was up 6%. It's only up 4% now. XLM was up a little bit more too. Not as intrigued here. I don't know, man. Maybe I am. It's just kind of like, yeah, there was an M shape here, a shark or a cipher that developed. You reacted wonderfully off of it. No type 2 at all. I mean, the level of inflection that should have been regarded as supported, it happened, you know. So maybe it's like there's too much demand and the sellers could not push the price back down to that key inflection point, which could be bullish. Daily here. Wow, look at this. Wow. Look how close XLM is. You know, this could almost be like, is it a wedge? Maybe. All right, trying to anchor there. I mean, it's almost not a wedge, but yeah, it's just another demand line there. You know, the big deal here, this is everything. XLM is like, you have to understand what 9 cents means to the XLM chart. It's virtually everything. And yeah, I know all this local 10-cent crap got put in that had never been put in last summer, which it will be a level of resistance. So will 12 cents. But look, from history though, you know, before last year's summer, it was very clear above 9 cents where the asset was probably going. It would be, you know, 14 cents. So you tell me. Do we just disregard 10 and 12 cents now because of the local crap? Or do we go back to history and say, all right, man, you got a long-term target on XLM above 9 cents to be 14 cents. Still below the 200-day moving average. Still no higher highs. You put in a higher low, which is a great start, man. But there's more that needs to be done. I feel really comfortable seeing this supply line breached, which is right around 9.7 cents. So that's XLM looking at it because it's up today somehow. There were a couple more that were up, like Bitcoin Cash, that, man, it just, when is 133 going to be broken for real? It's almost like anyone would be out there would be like, oh, dude, that's Momo shift. That's bearish. I mean, sure, but like, what's the context before all that? You just keep making higher lows, and these higher lows just happen to be at the basement. Your mom's basement, dude. So, yeah, I get it, you know, the lower high here, some distribution and all that, but until you take out 107, which is the 2019 low, I think you have valid accumulation on this fork of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin Cash and H bar was up too. I think we were looking at that. It's really trying to hang on. I don't know, man. The spring back test. You're not really back testing crap, are you? You're just holding. No one's buying though. Yeah, I don't think you should be like just hugging this. And you shouldn't be given this much time on spring back tests. I mean, you shouldn't be just like hanging out from the 14. I mean, you know, almost 2 weeks now of just testing it. Argument might be getting a little weaker, but you still are above 5.8 cents on H bar. Win bids? I don't know. Maybe never. You say XRP is topping out. You're crazy. Like what how is XRP topping out? I just like gave you an analysis based on traditional technical analysis. Old resistance is being flipped support, and it's confirmed. It's not just like, oh, it's trying to back test it like H bar. No, it's like one time, then 2 times. You're crazy. I feel, are y'all even watching the same stream? Good Lord. Okay, H bar, it was up today. Can't believe it. Digibyte was up today. Digibyte, I mean, like, where you think, oh man, it's so crappy, but hey, guess what, dude? The ice line of ice lines was defended. That was the entry of a trade setup that's still not played out all the way. You're just waiting. You think, is this classic accumulation? Do we get like 3 lows now? It's not very symmetrical, but just like nuanced thinking here. You're kind of similar to Bitcoin Cash, similar-ish to XMR. XMR is farce period though. Don't even think about it, dude. There we go, Jake. Yeah, man. Potentially, right? Potentially. Market sentiment's down. I mean, based on what? Based on the banking sector collapsing? You know why crypto was invented, right? What was happening in '08, it's happening now again. And we don't really know because it could be way worse under the hood. I mean, in ways it is. So if there's like a financial like catastrophe on the horizon, or it's literally unfolding now, like we're living in a history book page. Yeah, the weekend, you know, I mean, every day there's stuff coming out. Deutsche Bank might be the next on the chopping block. So I don't think sentiment's bad for crypto, because you've got the Fed that is literally trying to destroy mid-small cap banks so they can corral everyone into the too large to fail banks. But those too large to fail banks were already nationalized in '08, '09. So it'll be very easy to implement that central bank digital currency where they can control every aspect of your lives and surveil every purchase you make. It's coming. It's like, not, oh, that's a theory, man, conspiracy. What are you talking about? No, it's like literally being unveiled. It's unveiled, and it will be launched in June, this summer. So it's like coming, and we always knew like this was eventually going to happen. Dude, you know, this is like the global reset, the great reset or whatever, the Klaus Schwab eating bugs thing. This is like a huge part of it. So they're still back there. This is the next step. And after this, going to be climate lockdown, 15-minute cities, eating bugs, hyperinflation, all the superinflation. If you don't even call it hyperinflation, that's fine. Yeah, it's just, it's crazy, man. Surveillance and control, and COVID, this all started, I mean, this all like accelerated exponentially with the COVID lockdown stuff, yeah. And now the West's greatest enemies and adversaries are more legitimately than they've been since the Cold War, are like reallying, right? And U.S. Treasuries, right? The Chinese have always bought and owned U.S. Treasuries. Well, no, I mean, now it's at the lowest level in many, many years. I think over a decade, and they keep buying gold. So they're clearly there's a new world order, and that's the Ray Dalio documentary you should watch. And we're watching it unfold right now in real time. I'm getting shadow banned. Oh no, man. Whatever. What's new, man? Oh, I guess I better just not go live because I'm shadow banned, dude. No, it's all good. I'm just I'm here giving you an update on the markets, the stuff that's going on. And if you don't know, because I wasn't here on Friday, how about you take a look at stuff like Bank of America? Bank of America hitting its lowest price since November of 2020. The gap's gonna fill to $24.33. That'll happen. You're gonna go test this ice line at $25. This is the unfolding. And yeah, some bids came in. Oh, I guess the disaster isn't actually happening, right? Because it ended up 0.63%. You're crazy. I mean, I laughed so hard when Jerome Powell was just like, oh, well, I'm glad to see that, like, everything, the market normalized. I can't remember what he said. He was just, like, they were asking about the whole Credit Suisse thing. And he's just like, less than a week later being like, well, I'm glad to see the market has normalized. Everything's fine. And look at it now. Everything's like hitting their new lows now at the end of the week, 2 days after he spoke. And so this is like First Republic Bank that they're still trying to prop this thing up.
The people in the chat doesn't understand that this is just a controlled demolition of the current economy.
Correct. Well, I don't know why they wouldn't if they watched the stream. This has been coming. I mean, the storm clouds have been rolling in, like from the distance, miles and miles away. So, yeah. Yeah, 2008 didn't happen in a week. Yeah, bear market rally for Bear Stearns. It lasted 3+ weeks before the next collapse. Yeah, that is worrisome. Just because I do like the way tech stocks are. The technicals look great, and there's some good setups for longs. But yeah, I get like how some sort of, and the thing what's crazy about it is like bank stocks are collapsing, and if you're staying the course on tech, man, you made a lot of money in the past couple weeks. That's all it took, you know, and I hope that continues. I just hope like it doesn't come sink back up because it's getting so bad, you know, on the wave down. So we can look at, oh my God, dude. Charles Schwab, you had credit default swaps hit their all-time highs. Look at this, 5150. Isn't that 5150? Oh my God. So, I mean, you know what 5150 means, right? That's the support. So below a 5150, call the cops. Call emergency services below 5150 because $38 would be the target on Schwab. So it is concerning. The financial sector is imploding, but I don't think that's bad for Bitcoin at all. Yeah, so I mean, it's just like more and more of this. I mean, XLF is the collective of all this, the financial sector, and yeah, I mean, the support. Maybe you're gonna catch a little relief rally at the ice line. You've already done that. Though you did that in July and October last year. You get how close we are to some really bad stuff on the XLF or meltdown. What happened? And they just raised the interest rates last week, another 25 basis points. This is just not gonna end well. And there goes my internet, man. I don't know, dude. I can't. Gotta get this, like, handled. This is how close you are. You better have your alert on the XLF set up below 3030. Below 3030, when you hear that beep, you're going to hear it with me. And wherever you are, I'm going to be wherever I am. And it's synchronized. And you're going to say, oh my God, think about me. Because we know the levels, okay, way lower.
Can we check out MCD? Daily looks kinda ready to break bull flag.
Yeah, McDonald's, and then you got, man, some of those consumer staples, like General Mills too, also looking good. So, yeah, we're looking at McDonald's. I'm just showing you the financials because I didn't get to see you on Friday, like, which was, again, Friday was like, hey, everything's hitting its lowest lows in many, many months. Some like Bank of America was multi-year lows on Friday. So, what about the Deutsche Bank AG, right? Here you go. Lowest price since October. Not like that crazy because it was already so low then. But, I mean, you're free falling, you know, since it topped out February 2nd, and since then it lost 35% of its value in 50 days. It's like crypto losses, right? On a bank. This would pose a systemic risk to everyone, right? To Europe if this failed. So I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I would think your target from here is probably 758. And remember, this is all-time lows. A COVID crash, you know, this thing is a loser. It's always been a loser, and will remain a loser for a very long time. I don't think it even, yeah, all-time lows down here, man. So that's going to continue. Just another lower high than the previous high. It's ugly, and the trend's ugly. Yeah. So, the quad screen. Here's the quad screen. Here's Bitcoin, you know, range bound, 26.7 to 28.8. Just hanging out for now. And then, you know, Ethereum certainly range bound like crazy between 1730 and 1850. You're at the bottom of the range now. Will it hold again?
Hey Mitch, in crypto, do you think it's fine to take trades based on their BTC pairing value? Can we look at XMR/BTC? Honestly, most of these are in downtrends, but wondering how to find a possible reversal.
I think you would, if you wanted to, you could, find your argument to the US dollar pairing. Okay, it's good enough, it's strong. And then only after you've done the analysis you do, right? Constructing that argument with a lot of variables that all line up at key levels. Okay, cool. then the last thing you would do is you'd then go to the Bitcoin pairing. And if the Bitcoin pairing was a good setup for a reversal there, like using traditional technical analysis, then you would say this is the icing on the cake, right? This is like that secret ingredient that they won't tell you about that makes your cake so good, is when you have a strong argument for reversal on the Bitcoin pairing, and then you would use that, I think, to go long on the US dollar pairing. Okay, so we will look at that. Definitely look at that. Thank you, man. Yeah, we can just real quick run over to McDonald's. I'm looking at Bitcoin, man. Look, we're still talking about we're still talking about the quad screen here, man. Don't disrespect the quad screen. All right, there's just a level. You're above it on XRP.
Also, can we see CLX? Looks amazing and soon to break out on HDF.
We can. Thank you, Jake. CLX, connect. Yes, sir. We will. So if you look at all these and you say, what's the best performer right now? I mean, you'd have to probably go with XRP. XRP is pretty, from this low, these happen on the same day. See that pullback. You'd say maybe Bitcoin and XRP are a little equal right now. But the thing is, like, the pivot has not occurred on Bitcoin, which you can just continue rolling over at any time, right? But you can clearly see a pivot happened on XRP already and a rally ensued off of it. This is what you really want to see happen on Bitcoin, because if you get one low, second low like that locally, it will be exactly like December of 2020. Like you see 28.8 again on this low right here. Oh, it's breaking. I mean, you're going to the 31K plus level, maybe even higher. But and then after that, you would have then Ethereum performance, and then BNB. Right? Can't really, it's not making any sort of higher low like XRP and Bitcoin. It's making about the same low, I guess. But see, like the thing about Ethereum and BNB, which makes Ethereum superior so far locally, is the fact that it's range bound versus, BNB that's not range bound. It's like it put in like newer lows from the previous lows. So worst performer of the four right now on a 60-minute time scale, or at least since maybe, mid-March, like 10 days ago. Worst performer would be BNB. XRP would be number one right now. BTC is a close second. Ethereum, then BNB. Okay. Sweat down from London, man. McDonald's is absolutely beautiful. This is a long established uptrend. It's also literally the opposite of like banks, all this stuff, right? Oh, it's lower highs, lower lows. So look at Deutsche Bank. Look at McDonald's, man. Only higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Just all-time highs in November. But man, look at this high and tight consolidation. You can call it a flag. This thing is down, sloping consolidation within an uptrend, above the 200-day moving average. Everything's good. And guess what? What'd you do on Friday? Remember we were talking about bank stocks. Some of them just hit multi-year lows. They're collapsing. They're crashing. They rallied a little bit, but McDonald's just broke back above its January of last year, January 2022 all-time high. It just cracked above that, broke out to close the week. And guess what? Also pretty much broke a supply line. McDonald's looks incredible. It's like, oh, just sit and hold, heading on up to new all-time highs in time. Yeah, man. Hard to bet against McDonald's. You know how you bet against McDonald's? You own Weight Watchers. How'd that work out? You're homeless. But at least you're in shape. Maybe. All right. McDonald's looks fantastic, man. It really does. And another good example of maybe one that looks like setting up for higher price. Setting up, by the way, right? Setting up, by the way. How about General frickin' Mills up 3.23% with bank stocks collapsing? So powerful. All-time highs was right here at $87. You're just heading on up for an attempted rally, defending the 200 moving average. It's so strong, man. General Mills, right? Like, okay, good for sustaining life, but really bad for weight loss and not being morbidly obese and fat, right? I mean, like, okay, cool, cereal, bread, bro, carbs. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Some of you think like, what? Everyone's so scared. It's like, and that's why I'm not like, you know, I get the banking crisis could end up being something worse, but I just, there's like more money in savings accounts now for retail than there was at the worst part of the COVID crash that happened last week. People are scared, and that really, to me, if retail's that scared about all this stuff happening, they've already ended quantitative tightening, so you shouldn't be that scared. I mean, they low-key, literally, in the past 2 weeks, increased, right, the amount of money back on the books that they reduced from a year ago by 60%. So, I mean, the inflation's not gonna stop if you're paying attention. It won't stop. So it's like, these are not vehicles to make money really anymore. These are like your vehicles to actually like keep up with the super inflation that's happening and is about to get worse over the next 2-3 years. So just, I wouldn't even think about, we're trading stocks to make money. No, we're like trading stocks to like get through this really effed up period of transition where the US dollar is getting diluted and devalued, and they're not going to tell you about it. Why would they tell you? You have to like care about this stuff and have a passion for it and all that to really be interested in it. But I mean, I don't know. Like, that's why I got into finance to begin with. It's like, oh, I'm just going to let some random guy like take control of my money, and then it ends up being like '08. And here we are, new '08. That was a long time ago, though, 13 years. So there's, I mean, this is just an example like of McDonald's, something like McDonald's, right? That's just killing it, man. I wonder what Kellogg looks like, you know? Kellogg Company not in the same boat. No, not yet, but it is still interesting here. You got to wonder if the Momo shift is still happening, the complexity of it. Will it put in a higher low than the low from March 16th? If you do, wow, it could just be like continuation of just like cup with handle, man, right? Extend this out on both sides. Just like this. Rounding bottom, you know? So General Mills is superior to Kellogg, which these are like kind of competitors for sure, right? Okay, let's go to the next request for Golshi. Hey Golshi, are you out there? Did that answer your question? Try to answer immediately, but we'll look at XMR to BTC now, which we know XMR to USDT is trade set up. It's been a trade set up on the second low, not the third low. You're getting another chance to long on Monero. You've been given a gift. Look no further, man. Here's your Monero on the daily. The type 2 return occurred. Yeah, I know it's been kind of struggling, but it's because Bitcoin like actually has been taking tremendous market cap from this space. But there's something about this one, man. Let me go to the weekly here, so you can see. Let's see here. Yeah, if you put in a higher low here, it would be your first higher low since you bottomed out in February and March 2022. So does it really stick out as just like this ungodly? No, see, the argument would have been superior if you were above 6,000, 6,150, above this low from October 2019, but you're below it, and you had a really nasty bearish engulfing candle last week. And you're below the 200-week moving average. Is really kind of weak here. It really is. It's almost like one high. These two highs confirming less market participants than October 2020. So it's not gonna it's not killing XMR. It just means like maybe, just maybe, even when XMR continues to ascend, Bitcoin's outperforming it. That's all this means. It doesn't mean like XMR is not gonna appreciate in value to the US dollar. It just means it might not perform as well as maybe Bitcoin. Yeah, Jesus chimes. New day. We did it, man. Yeah, really, you know, it could be way better. I don't know. So if we look at the weekly, there is this one level that is interesting, right? It's like that first weekly candle close from May of 2014. That level right there, and there was correlation of price in July 2014. I guess you could say that that's like maybe that could be an inflection point. But all you gotta do is if you put in a higher low, it's fine. Really is not a big. If you put in a higher low, then there will be actual accumulation for the first time. It will be the first higher low on this asset. You have to understand that on the weekly about XMR to BTC. It will be the first effing higher low on Monero to BTC since 2017, right? You've not put in a higher low for many, many years. So I get it how like it might be gut-wrenching and very painstaking for this asset to finally do that. But when it does happen, if it could continue to descend too and come down right here, 41.20, if it makes a higher low, it'll be the first one in, is it 6 years? So you got to keep that in mind. Maybe something incredible is in development here, all right? All right, that's it. You want to be back above 6,000 for serious reasons. Like it's a very real inflection point from 2016, 2019. All right, you get back above that, we'll be all right. Just put in a higher low. Okay, moving on. Well, that was the last request, right? No, CLX for Jake, and then that would be the last request. Get wrecked, everyone. Easiest request stream of my life. Wow, yeah, Clorox does look quite possibly good. Quite possibly. There's reasons. You're in a long established uptrend, and there's certainly a completed M shape, and an 886 is where this is happening. This is an 886. So to me, man, yeah, this could be exactly where it reverses. So will we, if we look at it like exclude the wick, but use this high from January 2022, and you can see that you've broken some sort of supply line. It can also be like, hey, it's a descending broadening wedge breakout, right? Yeah, look, kind of broke out. So the next target on Clorox on the week, this is weekly, man. This is not like, oh, it's going to take, it'll be there in the next week, in a couple weeks. It'll be a minute. But that was, you know, on Friday, Clorox had its highest weekly candle close since May 9th of last year, almost 52-week highs. And the target would be 167 indubitably. All right, that's the high from 2018 and the high from July 2019. So that's the target area. So there's about $10 upside before major inflection or reversal could happen, because it's never been formally back tested really. 6.68% upside before you test a major level. So that's what I got for you. But the trend is so powerful, man. I mean, it's 2001. All it does is higher highs, higher lows. So if you're looking at an asset, this is what you're talking about. You're looking for assets in long-term uptrends, and then they go on these, if they do go through corrections, in 680 days, they end up making a very real 88% retrace. That's it, man. Those are really good context right there for the lowest low, for the basement for a long-term uptrend, for a winner, an all-time winner. So that right there is a glorious spot for Clorox to take a shot.
Can you check EWZ, MSCI Brazil ETF, hitting an upsloping trend line from back in 2001 or so, and coming really close to meeting / breaking a multi-year supply line from 2008.
Clipping coupons in the stock market.
Thank you, Scabble Gabble. We'll look at EWZ. Thank you, dude. So you've got definitely some really good stuff on the weekly on Clorox here. A full reset in an uptrend. That's what you call an 886. A wave structure. It's all there. You're going to wonder, though, you think like, hey, maybe what would your cutoff be? 140 maybe? Because if you don't hold 140, you're going right to 120. Yikes. And then 111 after that. So not a bad request, Jake, man. Very good. What's the narrative, though? What's the narrative on Clorox, right? It's bleach, dude.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
EWZ. Is chat that dead? Really? Cactus Leo said that. I played the sound clip and no one said anything at all. Yikes.
Hey Mitch, happy Saturday. Looking for some help with ore, a Cisco Gold, getting close to all-time highs. Not sure what's next. Side note, my wife thinks you're cute. Thanks Brosif as always.
Krons, thanks so much, man, for the 15, and thanks to your wife on the confidence boost. I appreciate that. Woman, right? Because she's a woman. Thank you, man and woman. We will look at a Cisco Gold though, for sure, dude. Yeah, dude, no doubt. Hold on, let me let it play it. Oh, we got some down the throwing down pounds, mate. In a match, mate.
Hey Mitch, I want to accumulate as much of an S coin called Sovest as I can. I think there is some bearish div on the daily. What price should I heavily accumulate? Also please check it against BTC.
Whoa. Okay, hold on now. All right. Thank you for the 1250 pounds, mate. Daniel's coming in from China. How can you watch my stream? You VPNing? Thank you, dude. So yeah, EWZ on the weekly, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. You close anything off limits on EWZ below 2668. Off limits. Classic distribution on the weekly, off limits. Less market participants than before. But maybe, just maybe, a type 2 is getting put in soon. But that means it's going way lower. Then right here, man, I would not, and you're below the 200-week moving average. Everything's bad. Everything's terrible. This highest high from June of 2021, man. 2 years ago, right? Lower high than the high from 2019. Terrible, man. Brazil ETF about to get wrecked, and the target's $20. I know, it's an ETF for Brazil or something, right? Investment trust. Oh, God. Investment trust in Brazil. Just book it to 1886. My God. 26% downside. Yeah, dude, it doesn't matter. When you're below this inflection point, it's done. You do not own it because the downside potential is so great. Now, if it gets back above that level, we should talk. Come back in. We'll discuss, hey, EWZ buyers defended 2668 and you started rallying. Okay, when you start making a higher high, we'll talk. But the context is literally terrible. So bearish. Okay. VPNing, it is a word because you knew what it meant. Oh, my set ended. Hold on. Hold on. Jeez.
Can devs do something?
Very bad. Ugly, disgusting stuff. What a reaction at the 886, but that was it, man. It took forever. Oh, God. No thank you, man. Sorry. I'm going to move on. Let's see here. A Cisco Gold was next for Kronz and his wife, who thinks I'm cute. Let's go. Gold. Oh God, if it's connected to gold, you're. Oh my God, man. See, Wyckoff accumulation. That's all it is, right? Yeah, man. This thing's on mega breakout watch now. Of course, you understand, right? This is exactly where reversals happen. We know that for an effing fact because of how many times at this level a reversal has occurred. So it could happen again soon. But you would say anytime, even when you've reversed all these times, you would say, just like Bitcoin at 28.8, it's on breakout watch. OR, a Cisco Gold Royalties Limited, breakout watch, 1526 is the breakout. So sure, yeah, Momo shifted higher lows than the previous lowest low, right? I mean, Momo shifted, and there are multiple ways to target for this. You can use your Fibonacci anchoring from the high to low, and you'd say, let's say it did go into price discovery, and this really was, the whole thing was just Momo shift about to break out. An easy target, 1843 at 1272, $20, 1414, which is psychological. You'd be in price discovery. So what do people, other market participants in this have to go off of? Psychological resistance, the 5s, the 0s, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All those would play potential inflection. But if it lines up with a fib extension, then yeah, really, a 1414 is $20. Okay, 1618, the golden mean ratio is 2216. You can do that. You can also interpret this, hey man, I think this is a triangle, or it's not a triangle. It kind of is, right? In a way, it's like a rectangle, right? Certainly a range. And from the low point of the range to the high point of the range, that's the size of it. You could measure that from a breakout to also give you a target for upside. If it was going to break out, it hasn't and may never. You have to understand what I'm saying to you. You're at the reversal area. It is the most probable area for a reversal based on history. But if it did break out, because gold's going all-time highs, which I look at the monthly on gold, it seems definitely like a good possibility that give it 6 months to a year, year and a half, gold's at all-time highs, and we're talking maybe $3,000+. Yeah. There's your target, 2155. Line that up with a Fibonacci, and there you go. It's right in the adequate zone of, oh yeah. In between the 1414 1618. Yep, there you go. That's your OR. All right. High risk areas for a fresh long, but is on breakout watch, and that's it. Okay. Highest relative strength you've seen since June of 2021 on the weekly. So multi-year highs on the RSI on the weekly. Yeah, big time. Yep, join the Discord or be destroyed. That is right. Discord, what's that? Here, click the link and join it and then find out. Thanks, Crons and Wifey. Thank y'all. Okay. Sove for MH. The bloke. Sovereign. Wow, they misspelled it. What exchange? Does he care? Doesn't look like. I've never heard of this in my life, right? So that's why I ask on these normally. Is it Gate.io? Is it CoinEx? I have to guess. It's not that one. Well, it's not CoinEx. It was listed like last week. Jeez.
$Tel just confirmed double bottom on the weekly and daily with a break above the 200-day confirmation. Clinking beer mugs.
What's up, Ari? Thank you for the 20, dude. We can look. We can certainly look, man. Music's quiet, huh? Here it is. We found it, MH. We found it. Good beats, though. That actually isn't that great of a beat under this song, weirdly enough, and it sounds okay now, but I think it gets a little weird. So clearly 78 cents is a level. This is definitely, look, man, of course it can continue, but this is where you start looking at it and you say, man, that's some exhaustion going on. It's been what a run, but it's attempting to break once, sells off again, and and you had this bearish engulfing candle yesterday with bearish divergence on the oscillators. Did you? What did you say about it? There's some bearish. Yep, bearish divergence on the daily. He said, "What price should you heavily accumulate?" Oh man, well, it's hard to want to accumulate anything that looks like this because the long-term trend is always only lose. So like if it just goes back to the way it's been, you would never want to accumulate some. You want to accumulate something like McDonald's. You want to accumulate something like Clorox, because the historical data tells us higher highs, higher lows forever, for 20, 30, 50 plus years. SOV, it's going on a trash loser rally. You remember, its most major low at the end of the year was all-time lows. All it does, lower highs, lower lows. I don't think there's ever a good time to accumulate on something like this, ever. Does that make sense? Open my windows for Ultra. Yeah, I did that. I got to see I can hear it like pretty clearly. I mean, I'm listening to the sets and stuff last night. Gareth Emery killed it. Yeah, but I mean, it's like you hear all these songs like, I know this song. I played this song 3 years ago on stream for my intros, for my most watched stream ever. So it's kind of like, what am I missing? It's just a music festival. It's a nice one. It's a beautiful venue. So you're not gonna go all into. Oh yeah, I'm not worried. I don't think you would. But it's just another right viewpoint. My viewpoint is this. So like when you say the word accumulate, that's like you're like dollar cost averaging into a major
loser. Can we
loser.
check out NFLX held COVID low on weekly?
Yeah, Jake. Yeah, we can look at Netflix. The pool. I mean, like, dude, if you really wanted the best level, maybe an M shape completes, right? You lose 88% of your value from here. It may not happen ever. But hey, 26 cents maybe for an 886. But then we still don't even know. But yeah, it looks pretty like ready to sell off some more. But as long as above 78 cents, it's broken out. I just things like this, man. I don't even spend time on them at all. If any time I spend to just try to educate on remember the trend. You're bucking the trend, going long, accumulating on SOV, and it's like, who cares what this trash does? There's so many assets that exist in this world that are good arguments, sound arguments. And it's like, oh, there's reasons to back up that, right? Some companies make billions of dollars per quarter, man. And they're in long-established Kang trends. And this is it's SOV. And then he's like, look at the Bitcoin pair. It doesn't matter. Like, the argument's so bad that it doesn't even matter. Right? Like, tell me, why would you ever want anything to do with something that looks like this? Ever. Right? All right, good luck, MH. This is a risky bet. You know, you can bet on college basketball and have more fun, or you can go to Vegas and get drunk for free while you lose your money gambling. You know, it's like I just don't gambling on a financial market. Just it's just not that fulfilling. But I hope it works out for sure, always. Tell for Ari. Which, there is a stock called Tell, but I don't know what he means. Yeah, I think it's gotta be, oh man, it's gotta be this, right? Tell, this TE connectivity, right? Ari, you're talking about the stock, right? Just say something in chat real quick. Because it is interesting. It's definitely very interesting. It's like, I don't even know about that, Krons. I mean, Telcoin, there's also Tell, which double bottom. He's saying double bottom on the weekly and daily, and I'm seeing a potential double bottom on the weekly daily here, and it's a back test of the 2018 high. This seems like what he's identifying or how he's describing Tell. So I'm like, there's no way. Is Telcoin doing the same thing? Double bottoming daily, weekly. So anyway, my concern with this one is looks can be a little deceiving. It looks almost just like the S&P 500 where it's in limbo. He wants Telcoin, not Tel. Okay, Switzerland registered shares, semiconductors. Okay, we just won't look at this one then. It's fine, because this one's interesting, right? Let's move to Telcoin. KuCoin. That's a double top, man. For now. I mean, I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're like, how can you say it's a double bottom yet? It's almost to me like you confirmed a top here. And yeah, you're trying to pivot and hold. You really are. And it could turn into that. The daily bullish engulfing candle yesterday confirmed. I think anything above 1.7 to 1.8 tenths of 1 penny is okay. If you don't hold that, you get a 1.3 tenths of 1 penny. I think it's just a matter of follow through here. It could be a double bottom, sure, but what if it's a double top? You know, you just don't know yet. But I'm back above the two. We got a golden cross already happen. Yeah, it happened a long time ago. Okay, maybe go the weekly on this. Oh, the light counter's gone because I had to restart the stream. You don't have to manually. Every single live stream I create, I have to click a box. I can't default show how many likes. It's just a dumb thing. They changed that. They changed that, I think, when they took away the dislikes, where you can't see dislikes. So dumb. That was when they were getting into the politics game, right? The elections and all that. They had to make sure that their party, that they're on their team, you know, they were brigaded with downvotes by people just saying, we don't like your stuff. They had to hide that. So you're good now. The like button's back up. I don't know how many likes we got. 250. That's okay. I mean, for 540 viewers, which is like a dead stream, that's pretty good. Yeah, it could be, man. It's hard to really tell. It could be trying to bottom out here. But understand where I'm saying, where it could be topped out, like too high is confirming distribution. So yeah, it's not, unfortunately, not really at like a major inflection point. Like coming back down to 1.8 tenths of 1 cent might be really good for a back test. Not great, not terrible, man. Well, certainly not the worst. Like it's not like, well, we just SOV. But it's definitely not like McDonald's or something like that, or like Monero to the US dollar. Wow, Jake. Oh my god, I'm missing these games. Oh, I don't really care as much now. I never was a basketball fan. I was just an Alabama fan. Alabama alumni, bro. It's my school, so it's not like I'm a sidewalk alumni. Okay, Netflix was next for Jake. Netflix holding on, man. Yeah, just keeps going, dude. Just pivoting, making a higher low than the low from December. Rallied. Yeah, it's all you got though is just like an uptrend, right? That's all you got. You just got this channel, man. It's a pretty cute channel though, right? I would definitely, I mean, say like, never saw the bottom either. Got close. Just trying to adjust here. Something like this. Yeah, we got ourselves. So you were, if you're talking about an uptrend, this channel, right? Anytime you're in an uptrend like this channel, the low, when you get to the bottom, that's called the demand line, and the top is the supply line. When you get to a demand line of an uptrend, that would be considered oversold in the uptrend, right? And so the middle part is like the mean, right? It's like perfectly bought, you know, it's like fair value when you're hitting the heart line of the channel. It's the fair price of the trend, which right now is like $340 or something. So yeah, There was definitely hidden bullish divergence too, from one low to the slightly higher low. Yeah, kind of like an M shape or something, right? Continuation implied, and you're getting it while bank stocks collapse. What's up, Funky? Thanks, dude. No, we know all about Rolls Royce, RR, and then the period. Oh, you're gonna love it too when they complete this destruction of the banking industry with high rates like this. You're gonna love it, because what's gonna happen is when they do corral everyone, they have not yet quite begun their war on Bitcoin yet. They will go hyper insane later, and it'll be after they've destroyed the banks and the off ramps to get into crypto. And they will use climate. They will use proof of work. I mean, the branded administration's already talked about it in one of their letters, talking about proof of work's bad for the environment, bad for all the whatever, man. I think it's worth whatever toll it takes on the environment for us to preserve our freedoms, right? Because really, what kind of world? It's like to people that care about freedom, which is like what other, like half the other part of the world doesn't even care about. I mean, it's like worth it to be free than to be alive and not be free, man. Like that, people, I think, like the government has forgotten, and they will wake up the individual and the patriots from within if they keep pushing. Because people like want freedom, like. So I don't know, man. A lot of people have been like programmed to believe they should give up their freedoms for security, though, which you saw with COVID, how easily it happened. Just a crisis. When's the next one coming? So Bitcoin, you know, just new day, about 30 minutes in, 27,466, just hanging out, man. Coin flip-ish, rectangling. The main thing was to just tell you, though, like, I guess the moral of today's stream was to be like, it's not as bad as you might think it is by looking at it on the 4 hour and say, hey man, it's double topping, because there have been times in the past where it's double top, quote unquote, but it never made a lower low after it tested those highs twice, like we saw in December of 2020. And the context is similar in terms of what preceded it. Impulses higher, a bottom being put in, a higher low being put in. So the trend is midterm bullish on Bitcoin. So if you're midterm bullish on Bitcoin and you're trying to identify some sort of bearish reversal, confirmation high, it may not be as reliable as you think, especially when it's not on a time scale like the daily. There is no double top. There is no second test on the daily, really, or the weekly for that matter. None on the weekly. Weekly is bullish as F. So I'm just saying, perspective is important, context is important, and until you break 26.7 or so, 26.674, you know, it's not double topped yet and could just put in higher lows in the previous low and then rally. And I think if you see 28.8 one more time, it's gone, dude. You're going to 31K easily. And that would be great for everything, especially XRP, that is performing slightly better than Bitcoin since the 21st of March. Well, heck, man, since the 21st of March, it's far superior. I guess I'm just saying since the drawdown on the 22nd, 23rd, where they both dumped. But as you can see, Bitcoin has not yet pivoted, where XRP certainly has pivoted. Okay. Nice on Netflix, man. Pivot here. You got to break 335. If you break 335 on Netflix, Jake, the target above that is $386, all right? So if you break 335 on this pivot here, because it is uptrending, it's been uptrending since the bottom in June of last year, breaking this last high from March of 2018, and it's also been support in March of last year. If you break that, you know what happens historically: up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's all that happens, man. So above 335 equals 386, and it would make all the sense in the world for the channel. Overbought in this uptrend would be 404 to 420, which would be another resistance back from 2018. So it's just uptrending now, and they could have been close to oversold in the uptrend with a hidden bullish divergence. Pretty amazing. Things that were getting destroyed, not so much this year. Last year they were getting wrecked. Let's go to Monero real quick for the hoarder. I don't know if he's still here, but there are people in the community that have big bets on Monero based on technical and fundamental reasons. I'm talking about true privacy coins, where you just, I mean, right here, man, this is staring you in the face, and it's you're given one more chance right now, one more chance before 283 if this plays out. Of course, it could fail. Of course, understand that, but it's like the context is what's happening with the banking sector. Totalitarianism's on the rise, and it's going to keep going. I mean, it will not stop. It's going to get way worse before it gets better. I'm just telling you, these governments are extremely emboldened because they realize that no one's going to do anything to stop them. Nothing. That's what I'm saying. It has to get so much worse because we have not reached a breaking point where people are going to get violent to change this. They are in France, though. France is the starting point, and that could be in store for the West next when it gets too bad. But until then, gun confiscation, bills to try to, like, you know, just virtually take away all rights, censor people, whatever. Push race wars, all the stuff to divide people. The media and the governments are working in tandem. So that's why I'm saying I think this is extremely bullish on Monero. On the weekly, back above the 200-week moving average this week and last week. There's only upside for 287. Maybe 250 if you're going with a candle high close from April. FAU knocked out Kansas. Wow, dude. Holy crap, man. That was like the first... Right, wasn't FAU the first team in the Sweet 16 since... Yeah, CUSA. First CUSA team in the Sweet 16 since 2008. Has a CUSA team ever made it to the... That was the Elite 8 they just played. So that they're going to the Final Four, right? So that means like the first CUSA team to ever go to the Final Four? Is that real? That's crazy. All right, so this one, man, it's so set up for higher prices. You've completed the structural development. It's done. You know how long it took? This is how you know it's going to be reliable and could outperform. 273-day large structure, man. The stage is set for 80% upside on Monero. Not much more I can say. Sorry. That's it. It's an active trade setup since like November, December, right? Remember? It was trade setup posted. Now it's the third low. Oh, you had one more chance to get in. Okay, here's Bitcoin on the daily again. It's like, of course, it's been on a nice run. You're spent on positive momentum, but you know, the way I look at momentum when there's not an edge, I look at it almost like, how many times I've seen it where the momentum on the downside or upside, whether there's negative or positive, it resets, right? Your momentum resets and gets to neutral. And I've seen it so many times where it becomes negative and the sell-off begins, or it goes neutral, close to neutral, and that's when, right around the time when another continuation impulse happens where you start building positive momentum again. But this is resetting, like you're just resetting, and the daily RSI is unreal good. You're talking about no bearish edge and you're at 62.85. Relative strength index is it was overbought, and now it's reset and is beautifully in the bullish control zone, just hanging out. To me, it's like, of course it could sell off from here. No one's saying it can't, but the daily looks like it could be time to go again, to go test 31K. And again, the thesis on the 4-hour is the rectangle that looks very similar to what we saw in December of 2020, context and all, before number go up way higher. All right. Chat's just too dead for me, man. I can't do it. I can't stay live. I'm telling you, dude, y'all are like y'all are what keeps it going. And if it's just like this, then streams just have to end, man. It's like clearly lack of demand, so lack of supply. So, I mean, I did the best I could. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, people that are here. Until next time, respect the T.A.
Oh, Gentlemen in the mix.